Should I drop Deuce Vaughn to pick up Van Jefferson? Obviously, everything is in context. If you got like this doesn't seem like a super deep league, so it seems like a shallow league. And if you need a flex play, I guess Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson is like a 16-17% target share type of guy. He's not going to get you 10 targets in a game. That would be probably Tyler Higbee. Like, I would probably rank Tyler Higbee as a flex play over Van Jefferson because of the consolidated target share. We've seen Tyler Higbee be a target monster in the past. And this question for everyone wondering, like, why Van Jefferson? Because he projects to be the number 2 wide receiver with Cooper Kupp dealing with a hamstring injury that he's getting looked at in Minnesota. So Cooper Kupp flew from Los Angeles to Minnesota to get a recurring injury checked out. And Sean McVay, he's always optimistic. You have to understand the context for these coaches, right? Sean McVay, the ever optimistic. Pete Carroll, the ever optimistic, and always wrong. Like, actually, it's either Pete Carroll's optimistic or he's wrong. Because Pete Carroll, he said that Zach Charbonnet was out indefinitely. He said Kenneth Walker was out indefinitely with their injuries. He said Jackson Smith-Njigba was out indefinitely. Those players were all practicing within a couple of weeks of their injuries. So let's not get carried away with what coaches are saying unless it is a completely different tune as to what we're used to. And I think that this is a tune of Cooper Kupp that we should be a little bit more eyebrow raising about. Sean McVay was not very optimistic. He wants to get to the bottom of this. He wants to understand what the cause of the hamstring injury. That's not a good thing when you want to get to the deeper root of an issue. That means that you have deep concerns, long-term concerns, which means that it's probably a long-term injury, and we should not be optimistic about week 1. We should not be optimistic about week 1. Cooper Kupp, which means the Van Jefferson, as I said before, projects as the wide receiver 2. And I think that picking up Van Jefferson to flex over Deuce Vaughn is the right move because Deuce Vaughn is probably the running back 3 on the Dallas Cowboys. There's Tony Pollard, Rico Dowdle, and then Deuce Vaughn. And Deuce Vaughn is undersized at 5'5", the rookie out of Kansas State. So Deuce Vaughn is not a player that like I'm going out and saying I need to have him as like a third string handcuff. No, Van Jefferson like has flat, like low end wide receiver 3 flex appeal. If that's what you need already to step into your lineup, maybe. But Deuce Vaughn is probably not going to be the answer, is the thing. Like the best case scenario for Deuce Vaughn is like a Darren Sproles role, but that's going to take time to evolve. Like Tony Pollard is clearly the running back 1 in this team, and Rico Dowdle earned the running back 2 spot over Malik Davis. Like it wasn't particularly close, and Rico Dowdle is a player that's been in the system for a long time. So Deuce Vaughn, I think, is the running back 3, but comfortably behind Rico Dowdle. And so I think Van Jefferson for week 1, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of love for a Puka Nacua. That's a rookie out of BYU. He was one of the top wide receivers last year in PFF receiving grade in college. He was the number 1 receiver in yards per route run in college, like number 1 overall in the 2023 class. So I think Puka Nacua will take time to evolve, but it's also Van Jefferson knows the system. Stafford's been throwing to him for the last couple of years. We know that Jefferson isn't anything special, so we can't expect anything more than like a wide receiver 3 flex appeal. But that's about right. So yes, I think you should pick up Van Jefferson over Deuce Vaughn. If you like the content, find this helpful, make sure you hit that red subscribe button on the YouTube channel.